Namaste, angels. I'm going to do the love reading for the period of tomorrow, Sunday, November 4th through Saturday, November 10th. It's exactly 6:06 p.m. I didn't do that on purpose. I'm just noticing it. On again, the 3rd, 11/3/11 is the date. Equals 7, spirituality, God, or maybe good fortune. Stay on path. All right. So with that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the month. I just want to quickly go over like the titles. And then if you want to hear about them in detail, you can do that in the general reading. I just want you to be aware of what's happening as it relates to the love energy. So on the 6th, on the celestial calendar, at 12:58 p.m., Uranus, which is currently located in Taurus and is Aquarius's ruler, enters the true node. It will square the true node, rather. The true node at that time will be Leo, 0 degrees 00. That's where it's going to square it. And then just a few minutes later, at 1:09 p.m., it will leave Leo, the true node, and enter Cancer for like 2 years until May of 2020, which equals 9. That may mean something. Also on November 6th, 50 minutes later, at 1:59 p.m., Uranus retrograde, which is currently located, again, in Taurus, enters Aries temporarily, because Uranus will be in Taurus for 8 years, in total. So it's going to go into Aries for a little while. November 7th, 10:47 a.m., Jupiter will be trine the true node, 29 degrees 49, which again, at that point will be Cancer. It will have left Leo and entered Cancer. Also November 7th at 11:02 a.m., new moon, 15 degrees Scorpio, 11. Also on that day, on the Christian calendar, November 7th, is the feast day Mary, Mediatrix of Graces. It's a celebration of her being sort of like the intermediary or an intercessor, intermediary between the people and God. She had been. November 8th, 1:20 a.m., Jupiter quincux Uranus. Also on the 8th, a little later, 6 hours later, 7:38 a.m., Jupiter leaves Scorpio, where it's been since October of 2017, and enters Sagittarius, which it rules. On the 9th, on the Hebrew calendar, we enter the month of Kislev, which is basically an entire month's recognition of light over dark, good over evil. Similar to Diwali, which I momentarily forgot, November 7th, the same day as the new moon and a bunch of other things I just mentioned, is also the feast day of Diwali, which is the festival of light over dark, good over evil as well, festival of lights. Also November 9th, when the Hebrew month begins, Kislev, the Islamic month also begins on the 9th. So it's all about like the moon and stuff, right? How it's determined on what days the month begins. And I was guided to do an opening message from an Islamic website called islamcan.com/islamic-stories-lessons-on-life. There was a man who had 4 sons. He wanted his sons to learn not to judge things so quickly. So he went to them and sent them each on a quest to go and to look at a pear tree that was at a great distance away. The first son went in winter, the second son in spring, the third in summer, and the youngest in fall. When they'd all gone and come back, he gathered them together to describe what they'd seen. The first son said that the tree was ugly, bent, and twisted. The second son said it was covered with green buds and full of promise. The third son disagreed. He said it was laden with blossoms that smelled so sweet and looked so beautiful. It was the most graceful thing he'd ever seen. The last son disagreed with them all. He said it was ripe and drooping with fruit, full of life and fulfillment. The man then explained to his sons that they were all right because they had each seen but one season in the tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree, a person, or anything by only one season, and that the essence of who they are and the pleasure, joy, and love that come from life can only be measured at the end when all the seasons are up. If you give up when it's winter, you'll miss the promise of your spring, the beauty of your summer, fulfillment of your fall. Don't let the pain of one season destroy the joy of all the rest. Don't judge life by one difficult season. Persevere through the difficult patches, and better times are sure to come later, sometime or later. Divine time, basically, is what that means. And I don't know why, but I'm thinking maybe, for those who've seen the general by this time, maybe because of some of the things that we saw there and the need to sort of Nine of Wands and keep on going and, you know, protect that which we've built so far. So on that note, I'm going to go right into the reading. Well, I didn't do any dice. Let's see what they have to say before I shake these, shuffle these cards. They say party. Both sex and massage could be on deck. And yes. So I'm going to begin the reading with the King of Water. Trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. Just love. The King of Water. Well, speaking of water, I didn't mention just now, when all those transits happen, that will leave only 2 bodies, and just for like 1 or 2 days, and then only 1 body remaining in Scorpio. Like at one point we had so much activity there, but everybody's leaving. And so it will just be the sun that remains in Scorpio afterwards. So this could still be a Scorpio or Pisces or Cancer, or someone just likened to these traits or attributes with their emotions in check, right? Acknowledging that he has some, but he's got them under control. I think it's by the Ohio Players. It just came on, that song Fire. In another room, I hear it. I hear fire. Opening to the 9 of Earth. Enjoying life's little luxuries. Spending quiet time alone. Successful self-employment. I don't know if the song has something to do with Jupiter, maybe. 9 of Earth. Opening to the Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. For some, I'm feeling right away that this is like they've been alone for a while and they're waiting for their knight in shining armor or some kind of armor to finally show up, and he's sort of trotting along. So he's coming. In the meantime, you're just, spend some more time getting to know and love yourself a little better. But he is on his way. And the Knight of Earth always reaches his goal. So you can feel confident about that. 9 of Earth. And Major Arcana card, the Dreamer or the Fool in the traditional tarot. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams, that leads to unexpected opportunities. In this deck, this card has always been connected to the planet Mercury for me, ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo. So that's what the card represents too. Both of which are mutable signs and would be likely to take some sort of leap of faith, like hashtag YOLO. Let's see what's in store. That's how we are. 9 of Earth. And the Queen of Air, independent, experience, realistic and witty, objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. Whoa. So the 9 of Earth had jumped away and revealed that the Fool, despite the fact that I had opened the cards in a new place, the Fool is still behind, or is now rather behind the 9 of Earth, opposite the Queen of Air. 9 of Earth, and lastly the 7 of Earth. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So this might be, again, why you're having to be a little bit patient. The Knight of Earth is on his way, and you've done what you needed to do, to prepare for his arrival, but there's going to, a little bit more patience is needed. And again, in the meantime, you work on you. Nine of Earth. Boom. Jupiter, I told you, I be feeling these things. Fire is still on, by the way. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, which does in fact represent the planet Jupiter, and ruler of Sagittarius, where he will be at the end of the week. By the end of the week, he will have moved there. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. The Wheel is also not just Sagittarius, but also connected to the energy of the fixed signs. And those would be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. The overall energy is the 8 of Air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, being afraid to take action. This spread will be from the perspective of the divine masculine, beginning with the feminine and her a message from her inner and higher self to her. Then the masculine's feelings as it relates to the feminine, as it relates to himself. He's got 2 cards, I don't know why, and the union as a whole. Overall also is 2 cards. This is happening more and more lately. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union, what he himself is willing to, and what the universe would have the 2 do. But they're going to have to affirm to do that and like commit to it, and the universe will give him full support. And I think this 2 is 2 cards, and the outcome here. Feminine. Oh, very nice where we are. The 4 of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. Where we are spending time alone. Some of us are actually working on our homes. Maybe, you know, some sort of fall cleanup or renovation project. We're having other people come in to do something. Work on a room. I don't know. Paint, change the flooring. Something maybe in preparation for the holidays, but if we're happy, we're feeling good, we may be moving or wanting to move, wanting to look for a new space, whatever it is, it's something that's bringing us a feeling of calm and contentment. We could also be entering commitment or planning on that, thinking on that. Commitment of some sort. Well, this is the love reading, so likely love if that's the case. Although be mindful that Venus is still in retrograde. So enter commitment and solidify it, you know, perhaps at your own risk. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. There's that 9 of Fire I was talking about and the need to persevere. This showed up in the general reading, and I got a sense of it. And when I was guided, when the angels told me to basically go to that writing in that Islamic website, you know, most people I'm sure would think that's pretty random, including myself. But I listened, I went with it, and I felt it from then that it was connected to this, and here it is. So this is the masculine as it relates to the feminine, guided to keep going, keep pushing, keep trying on his own journey and toward her, coming closer and closer. And, you know, building a stronger and stronger bond. Even those that are in physical contact, you know, there's absolutely room for growth. No union is really formed as the universe would have it. You know, there are all kinds of issues and things that even our legally married on this plane couples experience. A lot of the same stuff that we do, you know, sleeping on couches and hickeys on necks. I've heard all kinds of things, and I don't want to upset anybody, but, you know, so it's persevering on that and getting back on track if he was off and forging ahead, again, heading toward the feminine. And she's in a good place, so he needs to come correct too. And you know, only when he shows up, improve, not detract anything from her. Masculine about himself, he got the 2 cards here. He's finally coming into some abundance that he has earned. And this can mean many things. This can mean ascension, right? Spiritual growth. It can mean money and, you know, the material, combinations of those. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. So because of he put effort in, he is reaping rewards. And one of those is the end of difficulty. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. He may even be taking a trip, perhaps to visit the feminine. Again, the 9 of Fire is here facing her, and of the same suit of her 4 of Fire, and it's on its way over there. This is calmer, stiller waters, you know, even if just metaphorical or figurative. But for some, it's actual. We're moving, physically moving or traveling someplace. The masculine about the union as a whole. Boom. Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. This is value. This is deservingness of the parties. Worthiness. This is worth and recognizing worth in each other and the worth of our connection. Of course, it can also be direct earth signs involved. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I thought I was getting something and I lost it. Overall, there's 2 cards here. Major Arcana card, Awakening, or the Hanged Man with Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. Hangman guides us to look at things from a different perspective, yes. Speak and think more positive words over ourselves, something that an air sign is good at, right? Especially like a Gemini, the great communicator of the zodiac. We can speak things, choose our words carefully, which we should all be doing, by the way, right now while Mercury is in Sagittarius, by the way. But this is also about really deciding, being honest with ourselves about, who and what we desire in our lives before we, cut off the wrong things or potentially add on or hold on to the wrong things. This is like shedding the bullshit that would have us put on for other people. And, I don't care. I don't want this. This is really being honest with us about, what we do care about and who we do care about and how we want things to go. And we're at like a pause. We're in limbo. We're like an air of suspension, as they say. But the clock's going to start ticking again. This week we got to turn our clocks back, by the way. Sunday, the first day of this reading, 2 o'clock wherever you are, 2 o'clock a.m. wherever you live, you turn it back. So yeah, the clock is going to start moving again forward. And we got to be ready with our decision of what it is we're going to do when that happens. There's also some stuff that maybe I'll mention if I see another card. Like when the Hangman and the Lovers show up together, for example. It can be really a sign of, true soulmate connection. Like this is the real deal. But again, there's a pause, there's patience that's required. And so we have to wait. So I felt that for a second, but I don't want to get ahead of myself too much. And I felt it really strong when I looked down. And this is 6 of air. That's essentially what the Lovers is. It's a 6 of air because it represents the sign of Gemini and it is Major Arcana card 6. But I want to see the actual card show up here if it's going to. There's also a lot of, I guess it would be called sexual energy that I'm feeling from these two. And that, I guess that makes sense. This could be Venus, right? The goddess, the planet of love. And the Hangman represents the planet Neptune, or Piscean energy, which, can be pretty sexy. Also, I'm being reminded that we started with the 9 of Earth and that some people may be single, and I don't think that I specified a message for them. So for those who are, this Queen of Earth is saying to you that you are, again, valuable, worthy, upstanding. So you don't have to same way I said about these, you don't have to put on a show. You don't have to chase. You don't have to do backflips. You don't have to make an ass of yourself. You don't have to minimize yourself. You don't have to, grandstand. Just be you. And you're going to be shown when the time is right, the right person. But you are guided to make yourself available. So if an opportunity comes up for you to be around other people, and don't pass up the opportunities this week. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union, the 5 of water. Okay, she's forgetting about these. She's focused on these 3 spilled out cups. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, and crying over spilled milk. He wants her to have a more optimistic outlook as it relates to the union. This is very pessimistic, doubtful. Oh, woe is me. Things are not working out. It's never going to work. I'm always going to be stuck. Blah, 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 blah. When I pick this up, it's that same kind of energy that saying, like the angel saying, yes, you're on the right track, because that's what it is. An illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. He wants you to stop this. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives, because we've been listening to stuff and we've got mental chatter and, thoughts that are like volatile too, over analyzation and all that. And then also behind it, the Two of Earth. So the need to decide what we want practically, in a practical manner. What do you want? Yes or no. At the same time, the Two of Earth, many of you know, is deja vu from hell for me. It's like, so I'm among the divine feminine, so I get where some of us are coming from. Like, not this again. I keep finding myself in the same spot. How can I move past it? Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Also consider a more playful approach. So maybe we're carrying too heavy a bag when we approach the masculine, and we got to come at him a little bit more correct, as I was saying about how he has to approach us. The next card, I think, as it was in the general, is the Page of Fire upside down. Outgoing, creative, confidence, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity when that finally does arrive, that opportunity. So what the masculine himself is willing to do toward the union. Oh, I love this. Take a leap of faith. And it's along with this same air energy. This is very Gemini. The Dreamer. The Fool. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. Again, that leads to unexpected opportunities. You never know what can come out. But it's here like crossing the Six of Air and sitting under the Queen of Air. Love it. What the universe would have the two do, and this one is 2 cards. Ooh, very interesting. It's like we're overly consumed with the material, and this message definitely came up in the general also. Wow. So I'll start with Major Arcana card 15, the Devil, which represents the sign of Capricorn, who this woman can also be for some. Can represent a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. And that kind of goes along with what the masculine is feeling about us in general too, and saying like, get out of your funk, get over yourself, and stop with the like self-pity and whatnot and wallowing. And this one is the same thing, because the Ten of Earth is representative of security. And in the area of the material, financial security, just feeling good, but also appreciating the little things in life. And I actually talked about this kind of in detail in the general reading, what it means to appreciate the little things in life. A very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. So that's what the feminine, that's what the universe would have the two of us do. Like, get over this, this obsession with the material and the earthly, and think higher, and like step into a love that is higher as well. And the outcome. Ooh. 4 of Water. Missing an opportunity. Discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So we do have still a chance to recognize what's before us. But we also have a chance to miss out here. If the next card was upright, I would have checked it. I would have clarified, but it's not. So I'm just going to go on to our next spread and see what that can tell us about how we can avoid missing the opportunity, ultimately. But we see it's because of like pride and negative emotions, negative towards attachment. That's what's holding us back. So, if you're able to cut that out, get that out of the way, then you have access to the opportunity. If you're not, then you don't. We're beginning with communication. Not surprising, because all 3 of the rulers of the air signs, which are the communication signs, are pretty busy right now. Again, Mercury recently moved into Sagittarius. Venus is in retrograde and recently left Scorpio and entered Libra, which is her most loving placement and a sign that she rules. And Uranus is also in retrograde, currently in Taurus, but this week, for this reading, moving again into Aries, where Chiron, the wounded healer, is as well. I knew this card was coming when I said, what can we do? It's our free will choice. That outcome of the 4 of Cups is representative of our free will choice. You're going to sit it out or dance. Again, we're being presented with that. As it relates to communication, it can be specifically here. Communication. Twin flame. I wasn't going to open to there though. I was going to open to Beauty Queen, which is another representation of Venus for me. She is the planet and goddess of beauty, confidence, popularity, riches, abundance, attractiveness, all of that kind of stuff. And so this is a feeling that she's trying to get us to exude too. If you feel that way, if you feel confident and upbeat, then you will be more inclined to go ahead and be moved to communicate. Communication. Brunette female, and she's not upside down. This can be representative of all the Cancer activity this week too. Again, with the true node moving to Cancer, where it will be for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years, like a year and a half. Communication and spiritual growth. Oh. Spiritual growth. Is that her again? Yep. She's upright. And we landed with the mature woman upside down. But since this is my card that I've ultimately landed on, I got to turn her right set up. So now that perhaps karmic energy is the one that is ending up upside down. Overall energy is true love. Divine couple. Recent past. The masculine's higher self. The near future. Blocks to the union or other blocks potentially. What the feminine can do for herself and toward the situation. What the masculine can. What the universe would have the two do. They have to affirm and commit. And the outcome. Then if they do, they'll get full support, of course. And the outcome is here. Divine couple. Freedom. So this could definitely be Uranus in her activity. Ruler of Aquarius. So that's the freedom-seeking planet and energy. And moving into Aries, which is a very aggressive, ruled by Mars. Very aggressive and very action-oriented sign. So it's really like we got to do this now. Achieve this freedom. And it's funny because Mars, Aries' ruler, is located in Aquarius right now. So it's like they've traded places. Uranus is in Aries and Mars is in Aquarius. Recent past. Destiny. Maybe some of us just facing facts and accepting, what we've committed to at a soul level. And sort of like really gotten comfortable in our own skin finally. Near future. Boom, karma. They go hand in hand. So we need to, accept these things and acknowledge these to be able to move through these and navigate through these as easily as possible. Easily as possible. Masculine's higher self. Money. This is very similar to the card that he chose to represent the union before, the Queen of Earth. This is about value and deservingness and worth, but also it can be the need to put some actual work into something in order to get reward. Like knowing that you have to take action again. And you see it crossing the freedom card here. Blocks. Spiritual growth. So the fact that we have to work on ourselves, which was evident with that first card, again, the Nine of Earth. Some of us are having to still spend time getting to know and like and love ourselves a little better. It's not a block in a negative sense. It's just part of the path. and maybe keeping some of us apart, or from giving one another the attention that we normally would, because we got to give it to ourselves in the meantime. But ultimately, it will serve us both that we do. Otherwise, what the feminine can do, yeah, you can spend time with family, work on family, again, projects in the home, hobbies. This is very Empress energy. You might want to start something new. Also, there is a new moon this week, so we're going to be getting this vibrant new energy from which to work. It is Scorpio new moon, so maybe approaching things that are brand new completely. We've transitioned to a new us. Some things are dead. We're not even going back to those old things anymore that we used to do. And we're clean slate. We're starting something fresh. And we want fresh wall paint. We want fresh, all that kind of stuff. This can be what you're working on. Very nesting type energy for the feminine. And the masculine, open relationship. So some of them still need to come out of the closet, per se. Not that there's no feminine that need to still, but, at least this week, that is to be more their focus. Like removing a veil. And maybe because of the spiritual growth through which they've gone, is where this mask can come off and they can come out into the open now and be honest about their true selves. And what the universe would have the two do, fair male. This is working on the karmic issues to this. And it's funny because it's sitting here next to money. And this is like more Capricorn energy. This is like my equivalent, so to speak, of the devil from the traditional tarot. Sitting here with the money, it can also be that additional message that we got from the last spread of watching our focus on the material and maybe thinking more about, human life and our partners and humanity as a whole and what we've committed to doing in that regard. And the outcome. Boom! Like Two of Cups energy. Under the moon. Which is, again it's the 7th. So that's Wednesday, I believe. It'll be Wednesday. Something exciting might happen. Speaking of Mars and Jupiter and all kinds of fire energy and element and support from the universe, message from afar is with what we're beginning and opening to an interpretation of the divine masculine of all time. This one being Jesus the Christ, or an image with which most of us are familiar of him. I would agree, not the correct one, but it's what we got. Not the one described in the scriptures. This is more Michelangelo's version, but And here's that earth energy again with earth connection. This can demonstrate a need to spend some time with Mother Nature. It can bring up the energy of actual earth signs as well. And also anyone ruled by Venus, Venus energy. Universal heart. And meditation, more so indicative again of us needing to spend some time working on us. I'll do one more. It is gateway. The reason for all of this is because, again, there's a new path through which we're, or upon which we're embarking. Brand new path. Old one is dead. The whole road crumbled and, there was an earthquake. We can't go back on that road anymore. Brand new road now. Brand new doorway. Other one is completely closed, shut, locked. Universal heart. And it's answered prayer. So a lot of this air and water. And speaking of Mars and Uranus, Mars is also a ruler of Scorpio. We got this butterfly here, and I was also talking about transition and metamorphosis. Going in a caterpillar, coming out of butterfly is certainly the transformation, the kind that I was talking about, deep and meaningful transformation through which some of us have gone. But also this star here over her throat chakra, representative of the star in the tarot, representative of the sign of Aquarius and the planet Uranus. So communication, with it being there with the throat chakra, listening to intuitive feelings, butterflies in our stomach, sinking feelings where things don't feel right. But in this case, this is all about answered prayer. So it is going to feel absolutely right. This is for what we've asked. Overall energy is physical body. So this can also be that Jupiter or Mars or even Leo. Cannot forget Leo going out with a roar, right? They say out like a lion is the... It's definitely leaving that way. So many things have been going on in the world stage, that are named, associated with lion and Leo energy. There was last week a plane that crashed. The airline was Lion Air. A female lion killed a male lion at a zoo. I forget in what state. And it was like completely unheard of. Like this was not normal. She like stifled him to death. She choked him basically. Put her hand on his neck until he stopped breathing. There was something else with the lion. But yeah, and I said then the Leo node is North Node is definitely going out with a roar. But also the Uranus energy, Uranus and Taurus and so many other things would be guiding us to work on physical body inside and out. And this is more nurturing of oneself too. You see that she's alone in this picture. It's just her and the universe, her in full surrender, getting some vitamin D, which is so very important in healing. Kind of the masculine, divine guidance. The more the surrender, the guidance is infinite. He can always call upon it, but when it comes in, he needs to pay attention. Slip into that feminine energy if he needs to, if he's feeling too aggressive and in control, so that he can relinquish some of that control to the universe, let go and let God, and receive the information that's being given to him in that guidance to move forward in a healthy way. He is surrounded by meditation, which makes perfect sense. This is how he's going to acquire some of the knowledge of the universe as to how he can move forward. That's the mechanism for his healing. In his subconscious, boom, and look at this little color scheme he's got going on here, all the same color. In his subconscious, what is on his mind is Moon Tree, which is sacred marriage. And also, I'm sure it's also showing up because of the moon too, again on the 7th. Feminine. We are crowned by that fire energy, speaking of Leo and the Ohio players, fire. When golden memory shows up, we're guided to make sure that we're only taking, I forget what card it was a little while ago in the reading where I said maybe we're carrying too heavy a bag when we try to move forward. Was that the page of wands? Whatever it was, we can't do that. We got to let the heavy bags go and approach the gateway and our new path, new life, new us. Really lighthearted. I mentioned a couple weeks ago that song by Erykah Badu, Bag Lady. She's pack light. That's what we got to do when moving forward. Only take the memories and the lessons with you. Leave the emotional baggage, the inability to forgive, the regret, the resentment, the guilt, the feelings of having wasted time and all that. Leave all of that where it is. Drop it in, like a hot rock and keep moving. You can come up with new ways to become abundant. If you feel like you've lost something, we can recreate. Thank God we're manifestors. Thank the universe. We are manifestors. You know how many times I've lost all my material possessions? When I got married, we moved into a building that my father-in-law owned. That building had a flood. I lost all my stuff. I don't even have like my wedding gifts and stuff. The only thing that I was bothered by is my grandmother had given me her first set of china. And I believe it was in that house because I never saw them again. But, these are material things and we move on. You know, so I had accumulated more stuff. And then years later, I was a victim of 9/11. I live 5 blocks from the Trade Center. And so I had to throw out all my stuff if it wasn't covered in dust already, you know, and asbestos and who knows what else. I had to get rid of it. That was, you know, oh well, I didn't want to, but this is what happens. But thank God I'm a master of manifestation. And so I still got stuff. But more importantly, I got me still. Like, I'm still here. My family's still here, you know, to live another day and earn another day if that's what we choose to do or not. When this card shows up, it's that sort of thing. It's like you having an opportunity to come up with creative ways to bring about abundance in your own life and not having to just, you know, sit back and let life like happen to you. You can happen to it. You can, you know, be the effect, be the change that you want, that you're looking for. This is fire energy, taking action. A red-winged angel, red clouds all around her, the moon behind her. There's Neptune, Pisces. Here's more of it with these fish jumping out of the water. She's standing in a pool of water, right? So there's the water signs. Maybe Cancer coming in through also. Cancer ruled by the moon. But she's a water bearer also. She's got a star over her third eye. She's an Aquarius. She's holding a vessel, water spilling from it into the pool where she's standing. She's a water bearer, so she can, you know, she can create things. She can affect the world. I lead you to water. You don't lead me. May bring in directly fire signs, air signs, and water signs, as can this, of course. Over here, a lot of water going on. Maybe some air, but mostly water. At the root, or the feminine subconscious. Speaking of the moon and air signs, it is the goddess. So the goddess of the moon. This is like Mother Nature, Venus herself, right? The goddess of the moon. So again, we bring in the Cancer, Pisces, represented by the moon in the tarot. The need to pay attention to our intuition and to release fear and things that are holding us back from moving forward. To instead create a way, make a way out of whatever our circumstance is, if that's what we want to do. Crowning. Air and earth. This could easily be Venus too. Or Mercury, ruler of both Gemini and Virgo. But it's air, it's earth, and it's more importantly the need to spend some time with Mother Nature. It also is Uranus in Taurus, right? With the star here over above her crown chakra this time. More Aquarius, more Uranus. But this is the need to spend some time with Mother Nature and to do some meditation and prayer. It's crossing even the meditation card. But, you know, if you can, if you live in an area that's at all conducive to doing it outside, you should. Not necessarily, you know, sitting, quote unquote, Indian style with your, you know, in a prayer pose. You can if you're into that, but there's no need for that. There's all different kinds of ways that we can meditate. You can do it while jogging, walking, you know, just it's you being still and listening, basically. Or making intentions. So speaking, perhaps, to the universe. That's all it is. You connecting. However you want to do that. At the root. Why? Because, again, we got to prepare. We're about to go through this new gateway this week. New phase. Fool. Leap of faith. And the heart of the matter. Transmutation. Still, we rise. All of this work that we put into it makes for a higher vibration for us, too, at the end. That's the benefit that we reap. It's the growth and the ascension that follows. Because we've turned anything that was negative in doing all of this stuff that we've been guided to do. We've turned anything that was negative into love. So that helped us to, it's a higher love to transmute and to raise. Further clarification of these, I'm going to the romance angels, begin with healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Or maybe your children. Because it's anybody. It's not just your parents. It's anybody that has that, so, you know, such a deep effect on you that you can't move forward. Children, your love life is being affected by children as well. Healing family issues. And let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Those might be 3D friends, or they could be right? Divine guides. Let your friends help you and free yourself. So more Aquarius, more Uranus, the need to take back control of your life. For yourself. And lastly, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Pack light, right? Youthful is a light energy. Playfulness. The children are back. Overall energy is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. We got 2 there at the top. Again. Crown of the masculine, the top, divine guidance. It is passion. So if he's guiding you toward your passions, if the divine or she, Mother Nature, Father, guiding you toward your passions, follow. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Atop, meditation. Romantic feelings. Remember, this is what you're thinking and feeling. And the universe is answering you and saying your feelings are real and worth exploring. Atop, moon tree. Sacred marriage is, guess what? Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. It's in the perfect placement for that here in the masculine subconscious. So he's thinking about the sacred marriage and calling in his soulmate simultaneously. Atop, the golden memories. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. Here's the burning passion, mirroring this other passion card here. And it leads to, again, the sacred marriage, and it's mirroring the sacred marriage card. Atop, creativity, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Well, this is a light energy, right? A light and freeing and freed energy. So that's what we need to employ to come back together with somebody we've been maybe separated apart from too. And atop, the goddess is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So she is guiding us again to surrender and to let go of anything that's been holding us back. Whatever it is, if it's money, like, again, that devil energy, material, money, some sort of relationship or something, fear itself, maybe the stuff that is attached to golden memories, the fear, the resentment, the regret, let go of all of that, surrender, and let the universe help you. Crowning, atop, retreat is the 2 cards. Okay. It's telling us your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitments. Now we have engagement sitting next to wedding, and atop, the transmutation. So that makes perfect sense. But you've been trying to fight that also. It's reminding us. So it's saying, again, let go of control issues. And it's here crossing the codependency as well as crossing what appeared to be fear and stuff. And saying, let go of that and instead allow this situation to unfold naturally. At the root, atop the gateway, is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So maybe you can go through together the gateway. And at the heart of the matter, atop transmutation, flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And this, not exactly my Sagittarius card, but again, a light mutable sign sort of energy like Sagittarius, sitting next to another one, playfulness. But this is like Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and how we all need to try to employ one of those elements in order to move forward now. So I'm also going to get some advice from the angels. This is the angel therapy deck, beginning with heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love, something that can be very difficult, especially I found for the feminine. And then opening now to God box, write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go. So that whatever in your life is attached to this golden memories card, this God box is a way to let those go. Allow the divine to help you. As I just said, with the codependency, let go and let the divine help you. I just used those exact words. But also Archangel Michael wanting to be seen here. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through the situation. Heart chakra. And release, which is very death-like sort of energy. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. Death, of course, represents the sign of Sagittarius, and Scorpio rather, in the tarot. And if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Heart chakra. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Overall energy is goddess. Express your divine feminine energy by embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. From the Angel Tarot to the Masculine, the Three of Air, I'll go ahead and right now pull a clarifier for this. Great sadness, take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. But I'll tell you, whether you've seen the General or not, the Masculine was crowned by the Three of Air the day prior when I recorded the General. And for most, it was a past hurt that he needed to let go, move beyond, transmute to love. So I'm thinking that that's still the case as it relates to love specifically. But like I said, I will clarify right now. So here's the Queen of Air. She's upright. The next upright card is this. I'm sorry. And it is with the Ace of Air. So just like I told the Masculine in that spread, the second spread with the hashtag creepy deck, that he still needed to come out and live in his truth and be honest and stuff. That's what the Ace of Air says too. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth in a situation and a challenging beginning. So he's getting a new start and he can move beyond any hurt that he's felt or perhaps caused. But it's going to require honesty and a little bit of effort. And the Ace of Air shows up to say, you know what, even despite all that stuff that you went through, you know, you're triumphant here, right? You're victorious. So the Ace of Air is a major card of victory because it's after difficulty, still, you know, hashtag winning and starting again. There may be some more bumps in the road. I'm not saying it's going to be completely easy from here on out, but it's a new start nonetheless, right? So go ahead and take the leap of faith, go through the gateway, all of that, Masculine. For the Feminine, it is Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. So more of this need to do some introspection and to go within and spend some time alone with you, whether you're single or partnered. You know who your partner is or don't yet. You know, just feel that you have one, but you haven't met them. Whatever it is, there's a need for you to go within and decide again, be honest with yourself, Feminine, about what it is you want, desire, need, will tolerate, won't tolerate, and, you know, like to stop the flip-flopping. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. You will be both the student and the teacher. From the hashtag creepy deck to the Masculine, travel. So just like the Six of Air card, this can be literal travel, right? And visiting one another. It can be sort of Cancer-like and Chariot-like, moving, travel, modes of transportation, a metaphoric meaning, figurative meaning, just moving forward. Something was stagnant, now it's going. It can be attached to retrogrades and revisiting situations and relationships as well. All of that possible for the Masculine. For the Feminine, from the hashtag creepy deck, some sort of party of three situation with which we may have to contend. I do feel this can be on either side. Like it can be our direct situation. And actually, you know what? That came up in the General too. I felt the Feminine with another Man, like having moved on. Okay, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to leave it there just in case you haven't seen the general. And you can check that out. From the Universal Love Oracle to the Masculine, the message from afar is back. So pay attention. Again, be open to receiving messages, songs, different syncs, signs, things you see, things you hear, numbers, all kinds of stuff. Just be open. This can come in your dreams as well, masculine. Or you may get a good old 3D contact or be moved to make a good old 3D contact. Phone call, text, email, Skype, whatever. Feminine. More air and fire. More air and fire. This can be Aquarius and Leo. Again, leaving the nodes, making way for Cancer and Capricorn this week. Because that's what's going to happen. Cancer is going to take over the true node, the north node. And Capricorn will take over the south. And that may be why we've seen so much Capricorn or devil energy show up this week too. But more importantly, when this card shows up for us, feminine, just like the golden memory card, there's a need for us to let go of something that we can't take with us any further on the journey. It is holding us down. It's weighing us down. It's like a cement block tied to your ankle and you get tossed in the ocean. You just cannot move and you're going to, sink under the pressure of it all. You must let this thing go if you want to continue to rise. It is holding you back. It is taking up a space that needs to be vacated so you can experience heaven on earth rather than any more misery or sadness or, in effect, hell. That's what we want to get out of. And again, there are still cultures all over the world recognizing days of the dead right now. And this very thin veil between the spiritual realms and the physical and light over dark. So it's really an important time to make sure that we do these things. Masculine, another message about parents. And I think this may have shown up for you in the general too. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. All right, so masculine. This can be a few things. It can be something that they instilled in you. Maybe your father walked out and both parents abandoned you, or something happened to them, God forbid, or whatever. You weren't shown the kind of relationship, that is maybe a pinnacle of something that you want to emulate. And so you're just sort of floundering here. That's a possibility. There can be situations where you're having to take care of your parents. And so you're feeling that you can't move forward and you can't do different things because you don't know what to do for their healing and stuff. And the universe is showing up to tell you that, it's going to help you to figure it out. You have to, you call upon it. You can work on that in your meditation. Another thing is your parents may have stepped in and where they didn't belong and maybe tried to force you to be with one person or another, or, tell you what's right in your life and what isn't as it relates to, with whom you are, whether it's some sort of struggle because of, religious factors, or maybe, LGBTQ, what will the neighbors think, different races or cultures clashing together, or whatever it is. Parents sometimes overstep their bounds and get involved in things like that. And where that's happened too, the universe saying that it's time basically for you to break away and do what is in your heart to do and what the universe is guiding you to do with the messages from afar. Follow what your passions are, or who your passions are, who you're passionate about, and forget about what mommy said or what daddy said. But also not to worry about that relationship being healed one way or another too, and everybody healing from the pain. And this can go perhaps along with this 3 of air. That may be part of that pain too. But again, the universe supporting you through it. So angel therapy healing for the feminine. You are a powerful light worker. I think we got this card during the general too. I think we got the same advice cards. I should have used a different deck. It's safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and loving service to the divine. From the romance angels to the masculine. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, similar to as I was just talking about, you experience more love in your present moments. And lastly, for us feminine, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. And I think that is in situations where we're having to deal here with this codependency, not necessarily with other, and maybe with some that just came together or were just formed during Venus retrograde. Because as I was saying, I wasn't necessarily getting a good feeling about that in the beginning of the reading, but I'll pull another card for the feminine from the romance deck too. So here's the deck upright with our overall energy of make the effort. Here's the next upright card. It is deception. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So I think I used the word mask as it related to the masculine before, or there could be another, again, party. The feminine did get this triangle card. So I don't know what you've gotten in your closet, but something needs to, fall out of there as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. Please actually like the video if you liked, as in enjoyed the video. Share and subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. If you are already a subscriber, you may want to check and make sure that the subscribe button is still depressed and that the notification bell is also still checked off, because my users, my subs tend to fall off and not know why and be upset that they're missing out on notifications, and I'm equally upset. I welcome you all, anyone listening, to join Divine Oneness, where we are supporting one another in all things health, mind, body, spirit, financial. And anybody that wants to chat with us on Divine Girl Talk. And even if you don't want to chat, I encourage you to come by the page. Normally, you guys know I don't ask anybody to like my pages or to support, because I like genuine interest, but this is different because this is a support for, brothers and sisters. This is part of my service unto you. So I am welcoming people to like this one. And even like I said, if you don't want to join the physical conversation, I think that there's going to be some stuff that you're going to be interested in reading there, where other people, tends to be women, the feminine sisters, share aspects of their life, ask questions. The rest of us chime in with our advice, our support. There's a beautiful blog written by one of my original subscribers, Facebook friends, Yvonne. And it's been tremendously well received. And I think that everybody listening will enjoy it. So you might want to check it out. That is Divine Girl Talk, in quotations, and Divine Oneness, no quotations, for the group. And just ask to join, and we will let you on in. And you can catch up with us on some challenges that we're doing, plank challenges, and drinking enough water. There's squat challenges, all kinds of good conversation. Come on through. Namaste, angels.
I wanna waste another day. It's so